everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene. We got something interesting to talk about today, and I do love talking about this because I did get a chance to watch a live stream to the Mobile Uncarrier 10 plan, and we already know that it mentions something about video. But now I wanted to talk to you why I'm so excited by this, because one of the things is, for those companies that are willing to work with T-Mobile on the binge on feature, not only will you be able to stream video without using your data buckets. Is this cool, right? That's great news. Now it goes on. They also will be doubling. That's right, doubling. So I don't know how this is going to work for the prepaid plan, so bear with me, okay? But he pointed out that if you got a 1 gigabyte plan, it becomes 2 gig. If you got a 3, it becomes a 6 gig. And if you got a 10 or a 5, it becomes a 10. What if you got something like the top of the tier plan? This is like the $80 plan. Now it should become like a 22 gigabyte plan. Now remember, not only does binge on also fine-tune the data stream for your device to a standard DVD quality of about 480p or 480i. Remember, we shoot PAL, right? We shoot PAL. Okay, 576 by 720 by 576. The scale's pretty good down to 640 by 480. It's sort of, it's not perfect. I'm still at, but it does stream down nicely. So the cool deal is that you got the nice data chops, and I got the kitty cat here, and I'm trying to get him to start working on losing a few pounds. He put on a bit of weight. He's also very heavy, but he's also muscular too. So he's not just fat; he's got muscles behind him. But why does he have all this adipose tissue hanging on the outside of his body? He said the fact he eats like a pig. Because he knows something about coming up with the weather. And we'll talk about that in a second, because that's not quite really the main reason I came here, but we'll talk about it anyway. Right? Well, I'm trying to get it. Let me wrap it up with the main topic. Here we go. For the same price that you're paying now on your plan, if you're a T-Mobile customer, as John Ledger said, it will be all activated by within 2 weeks. You will be getting twice the available of 4G/LTE. So which means if you're on a $50 plan, instead of only getting 1 gigabyte of 4G LTE, which originally was 256 megabytes, it's going to be 1 gigabyte now, right? Wow, it's going to be 2. That's right. So you can have 2 gigabytes of 4G LTE data for the same price. You don't have to change a thing. And some plans to start out with a few select ones, but then after that, in a period of by 2 weeks, it'll apply to all plans as an option, and it will not cost extra. Binge on. And it will work right now with the participating program providers are Hulu and Netflix. Now, unfortunately, in Ustream, I think it's on there too. It's Vimeo. I'm sorry to say YouTube wasn't on there yet. It doesn't cost them anything to become a part of this plan. In fact, YouTube technically already has the technology. Okay, so the great deal is what means is that the first thing is, in order to be a participating provider, there must be a way for the stream or for the streamers to send video at DVD quality of about U.S. resolution of 720 by 480 or 720 by 576 in PAL, which is all the same number of megabits per second. How do you like that? Guys, look at it this way. Me and Lomi only shoot in standard definition 99% of the time. And standard definition PAL at 25 frames per second. That means it's no brainer that you can watch your pictures quickly and fastly on your phone. It doesn't need much. It's why we stream in standard definition. It's also why it doesn't take too long to buffer our videos. So if for some reason you're stuck on a plan, now obviously for this example, you have to temporarily turn off what they call the dash program for this argument. So let's pretend you don't have dash on. It's much smaller packets that can go and buffer into your phone receiver, especially if you're using Edge. You can get our videos into your phone very fast because of the fact that it's not data intensive. But now what they're working with is exactly what Pink Rose Communications has been doing from day one. So why aren't we part of the T-Mobile binge on plan? Because YouTube has not yet joined. It's no big deal for YouTube. It's just they already got part of the setup in their system already. 480p, 480i video, no sweat. And that's a pretty cool thing to be. People ask me why we shoot in PAL, and I'm going to tell you why we shoot in PAL. Because with a slight slower frame rate, of 5 frames per second slower, we go from 480 lines to 576 lines. Now, that may sound like kind of, what does it matter about the other 96 lines? The other 96 lines means that we got a little more higher frame versus a standard 720 by 480, which looks kind of like a square, or closer to the square 4x3. Our screen is a 4 by 5. In other words, we have a little bit higher screen than the standard 4x3, which means we can use those extra lines to hold additional pieces of information. After all, if you look at the standard picture, take, if you will, this definitely applies to iPhone 3GS. Take it for the iPhone 3GS. Click on a video. Okay? Any one of our videos. Alright? We will try to show the full frame on the screen of the phone, which is let's say 640 by 480. It's actually a little bit bigger than that, but not by much. Okay? Now, what happens? You see, you got those little boxes on the side, right? Double tap it. What happens? Now our little screen. But there's a few lines missing on the bottom and on the top. You want to talk about magic cookies? Here's what you can do with those lines. You can put information in the spots that standard NTSC people may not see. I can't really think of any legitimately good reason to do it, but I suppose maybe if you just want to be an asshole, you could say some nasty smut nobody would even know exists there. Actually, a more realistic use for it would be is, say, for example, you want to say the date and the time when the video is produced. Maybe even the camera information, such as the aperture and the effective shutter speed. Just like you might see on film where you have a data back that puts the information on the edge of the film on the very bottom of the film strip. There's a little piece of information that tells you the frame information. Well, that still can be done the same way. So if you really want to be really sneaky and dastardly, you could do the same thing. And then, in this case, when you're rendering it for your YouTube stream, you crop out that data. So it's 720 by 480. Does anybody notice the darn difference? No. In fact, most people wouldn't even know. We don't do that. But if you can see how we could do it if we wanted to be sneaky. But the great thing I want to go back to why I'm so excited is now, as John Legere pointed out, it's the data of video streaming has become big, big, big. It is the most widely done thing on the cell phone. But not just downloading data, but uploading data. Now, so the question I'd like to know, John, is for us YouTube creators who use T-Mobile to upload our videos to YouTube when they finally get there, if they decide to join the program. Can we still also do it without using our buckets of data? If the answer is yes, then I will be one. Unfortunately, when Frontier cell phone or internet plan is going to seriously end up in the garbage can. Because the truth is, that's the only reason I have Frontier. No data caps. Okay? The speed ain't that fast. Well, come on. 1 megabit per second up. 16 to 18 megabits per second down? You're talking about a plan that's going to give me all that. And I'm telling you, you can't go wrong when you have that kind of data rate. That's the cool thing. All you need to do is see why this is a big deal. Ben John is a technology that makes it possible for T-Mobile to do this. There's two reasons why. Like John Legere pointed out at the beginning of the video section, he said, the biggest problem with most of these streaming services is they're not optimizing their services for what the typical cell phone screen is. And it's true. I have an iPhone 4S. And the difference between iPhone 3GS and iPhone 4S as far as YouTube is concerned is minuscule. Okay? Now, I also have a standard definition television, which I plug in to my iPhone. Okay? Now, YouTube, ironically enough, offered me, and I agreed to because that's all I needed. I could get a standard definition plan, which I did, $7.99 a month, right? Standard definition. Okay? I get to watch the shows I want. I get to watch the pictures of programs I want. And of course, it's in standard definition. 720 by 480 US or 720 by 576 PAL. Not a problem. Guys, think about it. Why is it not a problem? Because neither my television nor my iPhone really is going to benefit of sending me a 1080p or 1080i picture. Because it does not necessarily natively display either 1080i or 1080p or even 720p. It's coming close. If I had a phone that did 800 by 600, okay, or which would be, the width of it's like 1080, whatever it is. You get the point. Yes, there are some phablets that can do the necessary resolution to do 720p without too much of a hassle. But that's not my phone. The average person does not necessarily look at the phone picture and say, I want this to be 1080p. You want 1080p and you're watching it on a screen that's only 4 inches? you're not going to see those little extra detail pixels because the screen is too small. It's just like why you will never, at least not commercially available anyway, not practically, you're never going to see a 4K television and a screen size of less than 70 inches. It makes no sense. You will never see the quality of those extra pixels because the screens are just too small. There's a reason why. By the way, this is also applies to anything streaming things, especially when people say that 40 or 4K is not popular, 8K is not popular. First of all, how many people are going to have a TV set screen that is about 34 or 35 feet wide? Not too many people I know of. Yes, for a movie theater, a cinema, 8K, not a problem. Really. You got an 8K, 4K, 8K DLP projector showing high-resolution movies directly from Hollywood. Yes, you could easily fill up a 35, 37-foot screen. No problem. But you scale that video down to something that the average consumer is going to put in their home. And even if you keep it at 4K, guess what? All that extra visual detail is gone. Why? Because there's no way you can see it. It's too small. Okay, so John Legere realized that to the team and said, let's go ahead and make it simple. I don't need to have, first of all, it's 480p or 500p or 1000p or whatever p, okay? For example, I tried to get this picture really good to the screen. Can you see the details in this icicle? Can you see? If you're watching this on your phone, you probably just barely can see the icicle. Okay? Granted, I tried to focus my camera as best I could. I didn't come out quite as good as I'd like. But okay, still. Now, it's the same thing. Now, play this 25-inch console. Television, standard definition. You'll be able to see the icicle, won't you? Would you be able to see the details? Probably not that well. Now, display the same picture. Let's reverse the trend. For the sake of argument, because my phone can do it. Let's say I recorded this in 1080p and I showed you the same icicle. And then I displayed that same 1080p picture on my phone. Would you be able to see the details, the grooves, the lines in the icicle? No, you wouldn't. You might see the icicle, you might be able to see some glimmering of the light on the lights bouncing off this, but you would not be able to see the details of the icicle because your screen's too small. There's just only so much room. So let's say, hypothetically, somebody came up with, and somebody may do it, but really, it's not worth it to try to do it. Why is it Rust? You think you watch Cross again? Really? Yeah. Okay. I'm glad. It's kind of wet though. Maybe dry it up a little bit. Sort of. So anyway, the point I'm trying to say is what binge on does is you choose to give up quality and you can watch more video for the same amount of data if it has to go against your data bucket. It's a win-win for everybody. Guys, like I explained, okay? me and Lemmy only do videos in standard definition. We don't do it in high definition on a regular basis. I think we did like maybe a couple in high def, but most of the time it's already in standard 720 by 576. So it really doesn't make a damn difference anyway. So what this is going to mean is once YouTube is offered as an option on the T-Mobile package, and especially if it allows me to upload under the same requirements, it's going to mean that one, all of our subscribers who watch our videos will not lose any resolution because you will not have gained any resolution to lose. Okay? That's cool. And second of all, I haven't heard a single person yet complain. Of course not, because they know it's a good deal. Of course it's a good deal. You got a chance to see me, right? And me. And you. We talk, you listen. And that's the main thing. This is an auditory video. This isn't even a video one. I could actually put this on yourlisten.com and you would never know the damn difference. Except, of course, I mentioned a demonstration of icicle. Go figure. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, the doubling of the data rate. I mean, for the unlimited plan. I mean, so going, in this case, instead of paying $50 for a 1 gig data plan, you're going to get $50 to give you 2 gigs. $60 will give you 6 gigs, and 70 gigs, a $70 plan is going to give you 10 gigs. And yes, there is an $80 plan, which is the deluxe, okay? That's going to give you something like 30 gigs. That's pretty damn good. Toasty. The binge on feature, which is you can turn on and off. If you really want to watch something in 1080p, if you want to turn it off, you can turn it off. But then it goes against your data. Okay? One of the most important things I do is I watch a lot of YouTube videos. 90% of my data plan on my phone and home internet is watching YouTube. It's not downloading software. I'm not saying it's not important, I do, but not that much. $70. I bought a plan for $70, $80 on my hotspot, not so I can download software, so I can upload and stream YouTube videos. With occasional software download here and there. That's a big difference. That's a big bunch of money right there. It's the kind of deal that either makes you rich, or makes you poor, or makes you cry, or makes you yell. Well, it makes you yell, well, I'm sorry about that, but hell, that's the way it is. And, of course, you know, you put all these plans together, and it's just this fantastic option. And it's like, the average cell phone user is not going to benefit if all Hulu and Netflix is going to do is stream 1080p and 720p. Because most screens are not capable of showing that. I mean, there are some, but they're not really that big of a deal. Most cell phones don't have it. Mine doesn't. And I got a 4S. The 5S may be able to do it. The 5S can't. 6 Plus can. Yeah. Right? You really gonna notice that? For all of that fire hose that you're pouring into your phone, are you gonna really notice it? No. Do you think your kid's in the back seat of the car on the long drive is going to notice it? No. It's a great compromise. Is somebody who's watching something on this 20 or 25 inch to 30 inch flat panel going to notice it? Yes, they will. But you can turn off the binge on feature so you don't have to give up that data for your bigger screen attached to your phone if you were willing to accept it's going to go against your data bucket. And I think it's most people. I don't think most people know or care one way or another. All right. Anyway, guys. So that's what I wanted to tell you. I just saw that today, and I thought I would put that in plain, everyday household English for you about how that's going to work with T-Mobile. And yes, I did find out, by the way, Hulu or Netflix did put back on the first 2 seasons of Total Drama. So season 1 and 2 are back on the streaming service again. I don't know why they temporarily took it off for a while, but it's back. Maybe they finally scared up more storage somewhere. I don't know. I'm looking forward to. You know what? There's one feature I noticed the Android version does have that the iOS does not. Is how can I quickly and easily jump to the next episode in a season? The Android version gives me the option to do that, whereas the iOS device does not. The Android device will let me basically binge or have it watch a whole season in one sitting with no intervention on my part. iOS doesn't do that. Why? I don't know. But the same thing with Hulu. Same thing. I really would like to know why I can't do that. Why I have to keep getting up and going to select the next one, the next one, the next one, next one, the next one, the next one. Incidentally, in the next few months, I am planning on buying another phablet. What kind of phablet? I have not ascertained yet. Okay? I would definitely want something that, one, is going to make the best screen size, and best resolution, best processor for the price to make it competitive. That's what I'm looking at. I am looking at the Alcatel Pop. I've seen several of those on eBay secondhand that look to be very, very enticing. I also looked at the full retail price on T-Mobile of $120, but you can also pay for it on installments if you so desire. And if you go for the one on T-Mobile and install it and you pay off your installment plan, you get 200 megabytes unlimited. I mean, for life. I mean, so 200 megabytes a month unlimited, which I know it's going to say is, that's chicken's feet. Yes, it is. But if you're not really heavy data user, it's not bad. See, I'm not into the cell phone business. I was at one time. But the truth is, with my hearing loss, for me, cell phones are like an extra left foot. I don't benefit from the cell phone plan as much. Okay? Now, I'm happy with iPhone 4S, but I have to admit there was something with the 4S that really frosts my nipples. That's this. I mentioned it over and over again. Sorry, Tim Cook, I'm going to ram it down your throat until you relent. You guys should try to get your head out of your collective ass and release for the PowerPC people. because it is a 30-pin dock connector, a good reason why my iPhone cannot dock and sync with my PowerPC Mac using iTunes. I'm not even talking about iPhone. iPhone works fine. I want to know right now why I cannot allow my phone to dock with my iTunes on my PowerPC Mac. And you already got software, so it's your product, right? So you guys know what the source code is. You guys have it. Why you could not consider making a back port to work for PowerPCs to allow us to use our iPhone 4S's with iOS 8 and iOS 9 with our computers of choice. And I want to talk about something else that's also very scary, because it's supposed to relate to this. You do realize, at least some of you do, I don't know how many of you do, that unfortunately, to our dismay, the iOS 9 and iOS 8, probably iOS 6 too and iOS 7, there is a 0-day exploit where crackers can get in to do some really nasty things to your operating system and to your phone and cause serious data damage. And you do also realize that every single Intel Mac is at the mercy of any Intel code, any x86 code that could run, couldn't actually be executed to activate and create a crypto locker, and you can basically lose everything. Especially if it's using Java. That's scary. Now, oh, and yes, I hate to say it, guys, Linux is not immune either. Perhaps the Linux distributions that are running on the PowerPC are immune, but the most common Linux distributions are using the Intel processor line, and it's like iOS 10, Mavericks, and El Capitan, and anything above 10.5. You guys are basically setting targets. So you see, I think that for all of us, it's no longer Macs, no longer secure if you're Intel PowerPC Intel Macs. I'm not saying PowerPC Macs couldn't be affected, but the truth is, the crackers are going to work their evilness on the most common processing design on the market, which is the Intel i86, which is such as the Intel architecture 32, 64, and the i64. That's the sad truth. Put a nasty piece of payload in, and it can be almost perfectly, totally operating system agnostic. It just can go in there. As long as it can access the raw operating system instructions and the machine level, there is nothing you can do to stop it. So I'm not trying to say that the PowerPC Mac is any better or worse than the Intel Mac, because there is some advantages to both. I'm just trying to tell you is, as long as you are depending on your machine to do things like play games and things like that, that's great. But let's not forget Flash. One of the reasons why Steve Jobs wanted to get rid of Flash, is it still on the Mac? On the 64-bit Mac, 32-bit Mac, yet nobody seems to have realized, even Adobe has not been able to crush, disable, dismember, and eliminate every single 0-day exploit on Flash. Yet they should have said, I'm sorry, but given the track record of this product, it is no longer being supported on any platform. Think about it. So anyway, a whole bunch of different technical stuff. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Sorry, it's not very organized. It's just a very exciting thing to see. And I'm about to John Latour, and I've realized that we had to bring up those other things too. And so I brought those up so that you can see what's going on out there in the market. And I think you're did a very good job. And like you said, it's given once this binge on is available and the data doubling becomes available, you are going to have no really reason to keep Frontier as the internet service provider. That's right, because once you realize what you're gonna get, because most of the stuff I'm doing is watching video anyway. Once YouTube becomes, if they go on to that binge on for T-Mobile, wouldn't you rather be able to upload and download video at in my case, 22 megabits per second versus upload video at 1 megabit per second and download stream at 16? Of course. I talked to Frontier. They said to me they were willing to trade a plan for a plan. And they described to me, he said, well, here's the deal, Michelle. We can give you 1.5 megabits per second up if you agree to go down to 13 megabits per second down. For that difference? You fucking kidding me? That's not a difference. That's not anything I would do. No, if you were going to offer me SDSL, and maybe, if anybody who knows a symmetrical digital subscriber line is, where I can go ahead and have the same rate going up and down. Let's just say I could have 13 megabits per second up, 13 megabits per second down. And it was for the same price that I'm paying now for $56. I would have said, great, sign me up. Guess what? They don't offer that. So, forget that. But T-Mobile, once they get this everything organized, $50 plan a month, right? Don't forget, Michelle, we're talking about, we gotta make sure we realize that the data plans for the hotspots are different than the phones. That's right, we're trying to talk about the hotspot plan. Alright, so let's talk about the $50 hotspot plan. 1, 3, and 5. Okay, remember the 20 is the 1. The 30 is the 3. These are the current rates. And the 40 is the 5. Okay? Now, let's not even talk about the doubling it. Yeah, let's leave that alone. Just talk about the binge on feature. If you got binge on and you got that plan and you're watching Hulu and Netflix and it doesn't go against your buckets of data and you watch Hulu and Netflix almost every night, which I don't. I watch more of YouTube. But let's just say, since YouTube's not in there, don't go against my allotment, okay? But well, let's say YouTube joins them later on too. Same deal, right? Then I buy 5 gigabyte a month plan for my hotspot, right? 22 megabits per second down, 22 megabits per second up. Say, for example, in this case, even if it's would be now the 2 gigabyte a month plan for $20. That means I'm paying $56 for Frontier high speed, and T-Mobile is offering me 20 times faster upload and almost 1.5 times faster download. It is insane. At that point, the plans almost become neck and neck. There's no way I'm going to dismiss the possibility. That is, I'm going to wait and see how that goes. And if that's the way it's going to go, it's not going to hurt you, the audience, anyway. In any way, you guys are still going to get the data of your dreams. You're still going to be able to watch the movies of your dreams. You're still going to be able to do all that. Okay? My videos will still be going up on YouTube. It doesn't matter. But for me, on this side here, that means I can lower my P/E ratio even further. Because next month, right now, I just calculated the budget out. Came out to be $44 after all the bills are paid. So, I mean, if I can shave off $36, not including taxes, $36 on an internet plan that still meets my needs, still lets me watch TV, still lets me watch Cutthroat Kitchen, still lets me watch Once Upon a Time, still lets me watch my favorite cartoons, my favorite programs, and I can still upload my YouTube videos just as easy and faster than they are now, where I don't have to take a whole friggin' 3 hours or 2 hours. I just have to take, what, maybe 20 minutes to upload a 20-minute video. Oh, okay, it's a little faster than that, but no, actually, that's all right. 30 megabits per second. The actual streams are rendered in about 30 megabits per second. Okay, so let's use that. 30 megabits per second for 1 second of video. YouTube at LTE speed is almost seconds megabits per second, equal to 30 megabits per second. Of course, my video streams a little slower than that because it's a shared connection. But still, that means that my videos are more fresh and more in time, and it's more accurate because there's less delay between from shooting them to you seeing them. That's a big deal. So I'm really, really excited with what John Ledger and T-Mobile have done, and I'm really hoping that this is going to be expanded to YouTube, because this could be just what it takes to shake Frontier to the core, to finally, one, either A, put up more bandwidth, or shut up. Okay? And the same thing also with the cable companies. Hey, did you know there's a lot more going on right now at our websites? Are you watching all 4 of them? If not, check them out. There's a list right here. We got 3 YouTube channels and 1 audio-only channel for your enjoyment. So come on, dig in and see all the stuff we do here at the North American Snow Queen Palace.